Redevelopment Commission will begin on time, September the 3rd, 2013. Everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Here.
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 Yes, all commissioners are present. Number 3, declaration of conflict of interest. And there is none. Number 4, communications. No communications. Number 5, the minutes for August 20th, 2013.
Madam President,
Yes, Commissioner.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the August 20th, 2013 minutes.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Motion passes. Okay. We're going to, our attorney's going to open up the bids.
Madam President, moving on to number 8 on your agenda, acceptance of requests for qualifications. I've reviewed the proofs of publication for redevelopment attorney, environmental consultant, appraisers, financial consultant, and lawn maintenance. The proofs were published in compliance with Indiana code, and I will go ahead now and start opening the bid or the responses, and then once I'm completed with that, we can go ahead and announce those.
Okay, we will continue without you in the meantime.
Okay.
Thank you. We don't need a motion on that or anything, do we, sir? Okay. Number 6, homebound conditional forgivable loan approval. Everyone here, Jennifer?
Yes, they are all here. I have 6 homebound conditional forgivable loan approval. 1 withdrew, Herberto Cruz.
Okay.
Does everybody want to come up here for a homebound? And we have 4 from Hammond, 1 from Lansing, and 1 from Highland.
Mr. Montgomery,
Yes.
how'd you hear about our program?
Actually, through the school I work for Calumet College of St. Joseph.
Oh, okay. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Stockton, how did you hear about the program?
How'd you hear about our program? He needs to know.
I've
sir.
seen advertisements somewhere on a building or something in Hammond.
Oh, okay.
I looked into it on the internet.
Wonderful.
You look familiar to me. Have I seen you before?
Uh-oh. He's incognito.
What's
You know Marlo?
you're Marla's client. That's what it is. I knew I.
Oh, holy.
Me, though.
Pardon?
Don't hold that against me.
Okay, I won't.
You're from Lansing, Mr. Stockton. Welcome to Hammond.
I was born here. I figured I'd come back home.
Good for you. Awesome, awesome. Mr. Montgomery, do you teach at the charter school?
No, ma'am. I'm actually a recruiter. I help students coming from high school prepare them for college.
Oh, okay, thank you. Any more discussion, questions, commissioners?
Oh, I had a question for Mr. Montgomery. Mr. Montgomery, you don't happen to have anything, you don't tutor the kids that are like seniors and juniors that are going to college that are, you know, over here at the Career Center?
At the Career Center, ma'am?
Yeah, the ones that are going to the Vincennes.
No, ma'am. We work with high school students, seniors, trying just to help them get into college. Obviously, our college first, and then to other colleges in the state if we're not the right choice for them.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Commissioners?
Madam President,
Yes, Commissioner.
I make a motion to approve the homebound conditional forgivable loan approval for the 6 applicants.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
I will abstain.
Yes.
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 Yes, motion passes. Congratulations. And those are not from Hammond. Welcome to Hammond.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Had to be him, right? Moving right along. Number 8, acceptance.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're gonna, number 7, request for conditional approval for the revised purchase price of an affordability assistance for the property located at 1013 through 1015 May Street. Dennis.
Madam President, I believe we need a motion to table per Dennis Radowski. He would like it to be moved to the next meeting.
Can we get a motion to table?
I would like to so move for that motion, please.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Yes, motion passes. All commissioners approve. We will move on to number 9, determination of compliance with the Hammond-Robertsdale Economic Development Area Number 1 plan regarding the Unilever Utility Center project at 1200 Calumet Avenue.
Commissioners, we have 4 members from Unilever that are here to talk a little bit about this particular project. So I don't know if there's one in particular wants to come up and we can hear from them.
And you are?
Hello, my name is Audra, and I'm a plant manager of the Hammond factory, the Unilever.
And
Was
may I ask where you're from?
originally from Lithuania.
Lithuania.
Yes.
Welcome. Welcome.
20 years of manufacturing experience, but just 1 year working for Unilever. So the objective of today is to have the Redevelopment Commission's approval for the construction of one of our utilities building. We're gonna be building within our territory, in the center of the territory, not adjacent to the public road. And today I have also my team members to answer any questions if you have. If you don't understand my English, raise your hand. So, and I want to highlight the key points of this project. So, our project engineer as well as the environmental representatives, they met with all of the city departments regarding this project and provided the information needed. So, and this investment will be around 17 million for the assets in the building and the building included. And in the future, you know, when we're gonna bring also boilers for the steam and air compressors, that will be another 13 million of investment. So the new utilities house is for our new furnaces, which are located today in the factory. Those will be relocated to the newly built building. So if we want to kick off the project September of this year, and so then operations of that building are planned to start Q2 next year. So this project gonna help, you know, to make sure the factory will operate a long years to go. So it will increase the longevity of our facility. From the fire risk standpoint, we are minimizing the risk because today our furnaces are within our manufacturing facility. Those will be relocated to the new building, which will definitely decrease the risk in case of fire because the building is 4 blocks building. And also, so there won't be any incremental heads or operators added as of this project, so there won't be any new people coming to the facility in order to serve, you know, the utilities house. And also, we do not need any new connections to the sanitary or city of water and electric utilities. As for the landscaping, we also met with the Brian team and we discussed that, you know, currently there is a plan submitted for the landscaping. However, with the new projects coming, we're gonna be revisiting that plan. As originally we are planning about 10% of our property to be landscaped. So if you have any questions, please ask.
Can I get some direction?
Sure. Well, I mean, basically, we're hearing from Audra, the plant manager, about this particular project. I think from a city standpoint, this is exciting that we're having investment in the city. We met with Unilever approximately 2 weeks ago with a lot of their team, and they were talking to us about their, I think what they listed as their 5-year plan, and hopefully nothing is 100%, as far as the plan, but they're moving forward with different types of investments over the next 5 years, some of which could eventually lead to potential job creation, but either way, a lot of money that's being invested into the site in Hammond, which we're very excited about. This particular item on the agenda is to determine compliance within the redevelopment plan for their particular project. And with that, I'll ask Brian Poland to come up and he'll speak to you a little bit about the letter that he also has in the packet. Thank you, Audra.
Brian?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. Just to talk about, we had a nice presentation here about the plan. You can see the scope of the project. The Unilever site is in what is known as the Hammond Robertsdale Economic Development Area #1. It's just one of the types of redevelopment areas. So it's not technically a redevelopment, it's an economic development area. It was established in 2002, and at that time it was established for the creation of the office building that was being constructed at that time. An allocation area was created, but that has since been removed as of last year sometime. So with the existence of the economic development area, we have to determine whether or not this project is in compliance with that plan. The plan was very simple in its writings, that it was anything pretty much that would support the continued existence of the Unilever facility. A utility structure, utility center with all the consolidation of the utilities certainly is a significant part of the infrastructure that would allow for this plant to continue on in existence. There are some future opportunities that were discussed, or at least referenced, and hopefully when those are ready for full development, they will come back to the Redevelopment Commission for a presentation about those. So right now we're only talking about the utility center. And because of the timing of this, unfortunately the city staff in general has not had the greatest opportunity to look at all of the normal things that we would have looked at before presentation to the Redevelopment Commission. But they are working towards that. I got a call from environmental management today, and they are pretty much okay with the plans, subject to their final technical review. They've indicated to me that the fire department has also looked at the fire issues, and that's going to be all right. From a zoning perspective, and this was referenced earlier, that there's a question of compliance with the landscape requirements. Zoning requires 10% of the site to be governed or to be covered by landscaping. We're going to work out a schedule in order to bring that into compliance over time, recognizing that there is existing landscape areas out there. In particular, there's all that fence and that landscaping along the boulevard. There's some landscape areas internal to the site. There's going to be the component that's triggered by this construction. Even though the plan shows that there's landscaping around this building, which is perfectly wonderful that there's landscaping around every building. But the question is that would it be placed better elsewhere on the property that would enhance more of the periphery of the property? And those are the things that we would like to sit down and work out with them. So with all that being said, we do feel that the project does meet one of the most important goals of the plan, which I said is the continuing existence of the plant. And we recommend that the Redevelopment Commission make a determination that the proposed project is compliant with the Economic Development Plan, subject to the final technical review of the applicable city and local agencies, and the potential of the relocation of the landscaping as a part of the subsequent phases.
Any questions, Commissioners? Is this including what we discussed as the 5 points project, is the landscape? Is that just the kickoff of what or am I on the wrong page?
Well, the landscape project, or where we put in the new black wrought iron, well, I should say where Unilever put in the new black wrought iron fence, was its own separate project. That was fully for The city worked together with Unilever and signed an agreement saying if they would upgrade the landscaping around their building, that we would participate, you know, to a certain amount at the time, which I don't have the agreement right in front of me. And we did that, and it went really well, and they put in the new fence, and actually, if you've been by Unilever, they've done quite a bit more. They've done a lot more in the center of their property, or closer to the middle of their property, where they put in a nice garden area with places to sit, places to have a picnic for their employees, things of that nature. They just made it more appealing to anybody who would drive by the property. So that project was, I think, very successful, and I know from talking to the people at Unilever, it was either the president or CEO actually came to their facility and was happy to see that they had made the improvements and that the city was working with them, and I think it went very well as far as the president's thoughts. So, but this is a different project. This is obviously, you know, basically building a utilities building. So it's separate from that. However, basically all we're doing is making sure that it complies with the redevelopment plan, which is why Brian put the letter together and says it does comply. So what we'd be looking for at this time would be a motion to make a determination that the proposed Unilever Utility Center project is in compliance with the Economic Development Area Plan, subject to final technical review by applicable city and local agencies, and the potential relocation of the landscaping as part of the subsequent review of additional phases, specifically the wastewater treatment plant project. So we could have somebody say so moved.
So moved.
Second. Thank you. Can we get a second on that?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner. Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Yes, motion passes.
Thank you, commissioners, and thank you, Unilever.
Looking forward to seeing you again. Okay, we will go back to number 8, acceptance of requests for qualifications.
Commissioners, with regard to the qualifications for financial consultant, you received 2 responses. One was from Sender and Company LLC out of Maryville. I think you know Mr. Bowditch and Mr. Sender. The second response for financial consultant services was from SB Friedman Development Advisors. They're located at 221 North LaSalle Street in Chicago. For lawn maintenance, you received 1 response. That was from Myers Landscaping and Lawn Service located in Hammond. For redevelopment attorney, you received 1 response. And
Okay. That was a tough one.
I think Phil went out and solicited more, but I don't know.
That would be a good thing for him to do.
For the appraisers, you received several. One was from Vale Appraisal Group and Jeffrey Vale. He's located in Maryville. One is from Kovacevic and Company, Stephen Kovacevic. He is located in Gary. One is from Martinez Charmet and Associate, located in Lansing. And one was from Howard Cyrus of Cyrus Realtors, located in Highland.
So we'll look for, is that it?
Yeah.
environmental consultant. We received several. The first one was from Harbor Group, located on Camellia Drive in Munster. One was from Americo Engineering, located in Valparaiso. One is from EnviroCorp, located in South Bend, Indiana. One is from Structure Point. I think Structure Point has several offices. Doesn't say in the cover letter. Aren't they out of Indy primarily?
I believe so, yes. I think it's a partnership, though, if I understood when they called.
Structure point?
What's that?
Structure point?
Yes. It's Structure Point in conjunction with USFN Development. You have one from Basscore Inc. out of Mount Prospect, Illinois. And lastly, you have AKT Peerless, Environmental and Energy Services. Located in Chicago.
We have 4 in Indiana. And Peerless is in Chicago, did you say? I'm sorry. Okay, thank you.
Madam President?
Yes, Commissioner.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion, acceptance of the requests for qualifications for redevelopment attorney, environmental consultant, appraisers, financial consultant, lawn maintenance, subject to refer them to staff recommendation.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
You need a second.
We did get a second.
Oh, you did? I'm
Yes.
sorry, I didn't hear the second.
Commissioner Myers.
Second.
Okay,
We didn't hear you.
say it loud.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We'll refer to staff. Okay, number 10, reports, Mr. Talon.
Commissioners, I have a few notes for you. First, the third home is basically completed at Lincoln Lake in Robertsdale. The contractor has stated that if the commission would like to have a walkthrough like we've done in the past from time to time, he'd be happy to set it up and have you come out and walk through the home and get your thoughts and hopefully your approval.
I would definitely love that.
I like that.
Yes, absolutely.
So the one, obviously, concern would be to make sure that we fit it into everybody's schedule. So what I'll have do is have Cynthia send an email to all the commissioners, and maybe you can send some dates and times, and we can work together to make sure it works for everybody. And it's possible we could have 2 separate times if one specific day doesn't work for everyone. Secondly, just so you know, the Walmart project, which has gone through Redevelopment Commission for determination of compliance, is now scheduled to go in front of the Plan Commission on September 16th. So that'll be the next step in that process, and I believe once they get through the Plan Commission, they may have to go into the BZA, and then potentially they're ready to start construction. So that project keeps moving forward. The Flossmoor Station project, restaurant and brewery, is set to go in front of the Economic Development Commission this Friday at 9 a.m. That's for approval of the development agreement, and then that also ties into potentially the bond portion of the project, which obviously is one of the next steps. But that project also continues to move forward. I received an email from the owner last week, said they are progressing as far as financially to get where they need to be to give us the green light and say we're ready to get started. But besides that, it keeps moving. He did state that he'd wish it was going a little faster, but they are moving, and worst case scenario, I believe, would be a spring construction beginning 2014. So keep that in mind. Those are the 3 notes that I have for you. I'd be happy to take any questions.
That was the 2 I had in mind. Commissioners, any discussion, any questions for Phil? Okay. Ms. Miller, got some information for us?
We are now currently accepting applications for Community Development Block Grant, Emergency Shelter Grant, as well as the Community Housing and Development Organizations. These 3 applications are set for nonprofit organizations who provide public services to the community. We are also accepting applications for Hammers for Hearts. We've extended that time until the end of this month. We're also taking nominations for our volunteer award ceremony, and that will take place in November, actually November the 7th at the Dynasty. I'm working with the Hammond Community Housing Organization on a fair housing summit that's going to take place. I put the information on your desk. That'll take place this Thursday, September the 5th from 8:30 to 2 o'clock. We're going to talk a lot about fair housing laws, discrimination, credit crisis, foreclosure crisis, and things of that nature. So if you're available this Thursday, September the 5th, from 8:30 to 2 at the Dynasty, I'd love to see you out there. That's all that I have.
I have a question. What's your application deadline for the Hammers for Hearts?
September 30th. September 31st.
That's one that you extended, correct?
30th.
30? And I was wondering, can I go online to get the, you know, all the
application?
Yeah, and the application and all that?
It should be on GoHammond.com.
Okay, thank you.
The majority of the applications with the city are online, correct? Any questions for Awana? Discussion?
Making sure.
Thank you. Okay. Moving right along. Good news. Cabela's and Flossmoor Hammond Station. Number 11, pays the bill.
Madam President,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to pay the register of claims for register marked May 31st through August 28th for register number R48610 through R49201.
Okay. Second on that?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Yes. Motion passes. Number 12, new and unfinished business. No new and unfinished business. Number 13, public comments. 3 minutes, please. Public does not want to speak. Number 14.
Madam President,
Yes, Commissioner.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.